Title: Socrates and the Phoenix, Unshakable Self-Belief Through Ancient Trials. Chapter 1, The Fire of Inquiry. Socrates, in the crowded streets of Athens, once threw a fire at the minds of his students, not with a torch but with questions. He famously said, "I know one thing, that I know nothing." Picture him standing before a bustling crowd, urging them all to look inward, to discard the comforting veneer of accepted knowledge. A young man, confident yet insecure, followed a line of questioning that cut straight through his assumptions. The result was a newfound self-belief rooted not in external affirmation, but in an honest confrontation with one's own doubts. This ancient parable reminds us that every self-doubt is a flame that can either scorch us or illuminate the path to self-certainty, depending on how we engage with it. Instead of shying away from questions, we can use them as a catalyst. Ask yourself, what truly holds me back? What do I truly want? Who am I beneath the noise? Apply the practice tomorrow by picking a single, deep question that forces you to examine a persistent fear. Write the answer down. Repeat the question daily until the answer becomes an anchor rather than a threat. Over time, you'll discover that your self-belief strengthens, fueled by your own inquisitive curiosity, exactly as Socrates did. The lesson from Athenian fire. The key to unshakable belief lies in the honest scrutiny of our own beliefs. If you can continuously interrogate, adjust, and reaffirm what truly matters, the external world's chaos loses its weight. Call to action. If you feel ready to ignite your inner fire, hit like, share this with someone who needs to question the status quo, and subscribe for more paths to true self-belief. Reflective question. When was the last time you let a question dismantle your self-doubt rather than feed it? Chapter 2, The Phoenix of Personal Transmutation. The phoenix, a mythic bird that rises anew from its own ash, whispers a quiet oath to every weary soul: you will burn to become stronger. In ancient Greek lore, after the city of Thessaly was conquered by its enemies, a single phoenix was captured. The city's leaders tried to keep it alive, but the bird eventually flared into brilliant flames, leaving only a pristine shell upon which new life would sprout. The phoenix teaches that transformation is not linear. It requires death, or at least an intense struggle, to be reborn. For entrepreneurs battling a failed startup, for students drowning in a sea of doubts, for anyone standing at a crossroads, the principle remains the same: embrace the ashes. When you feel like breaking, remember that each ember sparks a deeper resolve. To practice this today, imagine your biggest fear as a flame. Visualize how that fear would dissolve into ash if you faced it head-on. Then see a new, more resilient version of yourself emerging. Reaffirm, I will not be defined by my failures, but by how I rise from them. Let this declaration become a mantra at the start of every morning, and watch the flame of self-belief grow brighter. The modern world, much like ancient times, demands the phoenix. It can be a startup that pivots, a career change that feels risky, or a personal goal that seems out of reach. The lesson: view every setback as the smoldering base of your rebirth. Call to action. If the idea of rebirth from ashes resonates with you, tap like, share with a friend who needs that spark, and subscribe for more journeys of transformation. Reflective question. In what ways can you turn your current ashes into the fuel for your next great rise? Chapter 3, The Mirror of Aeneas. In Roman mythology, Aeneas fled the burning ruin of Troy, believing that the gods had destined him for an empire on foreign coasts. His journey was arduous, riddled with lost friends and endless sea storms. During a particular moment of despair, Aeneas stood before a polished mirror, gazing into his own battered face. He realized that his greatest enemies were not the foes who sought to conquer him, but the internal doubts that weakened his resolve. Only when he reclaimed his identity did he move forward with unshakable purpose. For us today, the mirror is no artifact but our own reflection, introspection. A powerful interview practice, one that every self-belief builder can't go without, involves writing a letter to yourself from the future, full of triumphs achieved after current trials. Then return to that letter after every setback as a source of validation. This practice keeps the sense of self intact, regardless of external events. Now, consider tomorrow's work. When you're about to hand in a report or speak in a meeting, close your eyes and picture the future yourself celebrating this accomplishment. Let that image anchor you in your unwavering confidence. The central insight: self-belief is an ongoing conversation with your own future. Each reflection fortifies the bridge between doubt and success. Call to action: if you found value in the mirror metaphor, press like, share this message, and subscribe for future reflections on building resilient confidence. Reflective question: what will your future self remind you to remember during your toughest moments? Chapter 4: The Market of the Agora. The bustling agora of ancient Athens wasn't just a physical marketplace. It was the heart of dialogue, exchange, and communal learning. Socrates once told a merchant, "The wise man sells not just goods but wisdom." The marketplace taught that true value comes from integrity. Transactions succeed not merely because goods are exchanged, but because trust is forged. In modern terms, our careers, teams, and networks are the agora. Authentic self-belief translates into authentic value. Instead of selling skills, you sell the promise that your confidence fuels progress, collaboration, and resilience. Apply this by setting one business or social goal that aligns with your core values. Identify a partner or team member who shares your mission. Approach the relationship with transparency about your aspirations and challenges. When you speak honestly, you open a channel for reciprocal growth. Over time, the market becomes a platform for shared success rather than one-sided transactions. In both ancient and current agoras, self-belief is shown as steady, reliable, and worth investing in. Your confidence becomes an asset in the marketplace of ideas and opportunities. Call to action: if you feel ready to let your authenticity shine in your own agora, hit like, share your insights, and subscribe for more marketplace wisdom. Reflective question: when you enter a new conversation, how can you truly convey your inner conviction without masking it? Chapter 5: The Final Flame of Self-Trust. In the end, the convergence of Socrates, relentless questioning, the phoenix's rebirth, Aeneas's self-reflection, and the agora's honest exchange forms one singular truth. Unshakable self-belief is a living practice, not a destination. It blooms through inquiry, dissolves through trial, sustains itself via introspection, and blossoms in communal trust. Every morning, take a breath. Ask yourself, what is one small truth I can uphold today that will fortify my belief in myself? Carry that truth like a torch. When doubts arrive, recite your truth. When setbacks sting, remember the phoenix's ashes. You are not alone in this journey. History, from philosophers to mythic birds, offers us pathways. Today you choose to walk that path, carrying with you the ancient flame. Call to action: if you believe that this script offered a compass for your self-belief journey, tap like, share with a friend needing guidance, and subscribe so we can continue to kindle the flame together. Reflective question: what is the next step you will take today to strengthen your inner fire? Philosophy Spotlight: Greek philosophy, Socratic thought. Socratic philosophy, crystallized in the dialogues of Plato and the lectures of Aristotle, champions the idea that the unexamined life is not worth living. At its core lies a simple yet powerful directive. True knowledge, and thus true confidence, arises from relentless inquiry into our own beliefs. Socrates believed that wisdom is the practice of questioning, and that the only certainty is that one knows nothing. Labeled with the term Socratic questioning, this approach encourages us to continuously probe the basis of our convictions. A famous anecdote tells of Socrates facing a trial in Athens. Rather than pleading for a safe outcome, he questioned the definitions of justice, courage, and the role he played in society. His steadfast pursuit of truth earned him respect beyond his legal verdict. The modern lessons drawn from Socratic thought are threefold. 1. The courage to question. Recognize that doubts are invitations to grow. When a fear surfaces, interrogate it. Why do I feel this way? Who does it serve? What might I learn? This turns anxiety into a learning opportunity. 2. The value of humility. Accept that knowledge is provisional. By acknowledging gaps, we become open to new insights, strengthening the resilience of our self-belief when setbacks arise. 3. The commitment to consistency. Habitual questioning turns sporadic reflection into a daily practice. The more you question, the stronger your internal compass becomes. Integrating these lessons with the overarching theme shows the interplay between Socrates' disciplined inquiry and the phoenix's cyclical renewal. Each question unravels old narratives that no longer serve us. Each rebirth reaffirms that our self-belief is ever capable of transformation. Socratic philosophy, therefore, reinforces the script's message. Your most potent self-belief is forged not by external accolades, but by the relentless, honest dialogue with yourself that no trial can extinguish.